What's up everyone, welcome. What's up everyone, welcome back to BLB Adventures family. So we're in Laguna Beach in Orange County, California. They got a lot of tide pools around here. You can see it's very, rocky terrain. The tide's going out right now, so there's supposed to be like starfish, sea anemones, all kinds of stuff.
I already found a sea anemone.
Look at these little crabs over there on the side.
There's a crab right on top of the rock too.
There is a sea anemone.
Oh, there's a bunch of crabs.
Right
Look at the bigger crabs.
But I don't see any crabs.
Look at the rock straight ahead. There's one right on the rock.
Oh yeah, I see it. Over there. There's a sea anemone right over here.
I don't see it.
In between those five little rocks right there.
Oh yeah.
There's a sea anemone right there. Oh.
So this water is super cold, and what Luca's talking about is there's a sea anemone right there, so you can see that. But we're not gonna touch it. But there's also these cool things. So Papa's coming right back. So this is a sea snail. So you can see the sea snail. We're gonna put that one back on the rock right now. There's snails everywhere, so you can see the snails everywhere.
Right here. Mom tried to touch sea anemone.
So here's some bigger cone, and then there's another, like these silvery sea shells, like the snail shells, and there's an anemone right there. Really awesome.
Look, I found another one.
So we want to find hopefully some octopuses, starfish, see some other cool stuff. Here, boys, here's another anemone outside of the water. Right here. Boys, look. Come here.
What? A sea anemone?
Yeah, it's outside the water. You want to touch it?
No, I thought you said you couldn't touch it.
Touch it on the
Here,
outside.
maybe I found a really cool crab. So this crab is like green and like, I don't know where he is.
Hey, look at these two.
There's a crab right there, all over these rocks. And so many crabs.
Check out this anemone right here.
I'm gonna hand you back.
Oh, look at tiny crab. It's so cute.
Well, let me navigate my ways.
Tiny crab.
See these stains right here? See these stains with all the shells on them?
Those are barnacles.
No, those are closed anemones. Look, it's a closed anemone.
Oh yeah.
So we got some more. We're trying to find our first starfish. We haven't found a starfish yet. So usually the starfish will be on rocks like this. So where all the kelp is, that's where there'll be a lot of like animals swimming through the kelp. But here's a bunch of baby anemones right here. Look at all the babies.
Oh my god.
Babe, look at all like the 100 cluster of baby ones right here. So you don't want to touch them because that'll make them stop growing. So we're gonna respect that. We'll show you some more cool stuff. So I was looking at these cool shells and we found this cool crab right here. So check out the crab. He's just chilling. I'll stay away, but you can see he's just chilling right here. That is so cool. So we love going to tide pools because you just never know what you're gonna get. It's like a really cool adventure. And here's a crab. So you can see he sees me now. He's backing up into the corner. He's getting super defensive, so we're just gonna let him be. We're on a lookout for starfish. We're gonna start flipping over rocks, see what we can find. So this is pretty cool. If you look in here, there's a bunch of sea anemones everywhere right there, so you can see them all. These are all like different barnacles and shellfish everywhere. That was a big wave. This water, no joke, is not like the Gulf of Mexico. This water is super, super cold. So these rocks, sometimes you flip them over and you can find cool stuff. So nothing cool under that one. But we're gonna go over this way. We're gonna see what we can find. So we found a bunch of hermit crabs. Let me go back to them. They're like crawling everywhere. Here's a ginormous sea anemone. These ones are like really old, so you don't touch them. But look how beautiful and blue it is. Here's one that's kind of like growing, so we're not gonna touch those. And then over here, keep on looking. All right, we found our first tide pool fish. So there's two different types of fish in this tide pool. Here's a good sized crab. So you can see the crabs right there. And if you look in the water, there goes the fish. So there's some kind of fish, they're like medium size. Pretty cool. Nothing tropical or colorful, but it is our first fish. So that's epic. So we're kind of getting in more of the deeper tide pools over here. And you can see a little hermit crab. You can see the shell quickly moving across. So if you see that shell quickly moving across, that's a little hermit crab. We call them Hermes. Here's the crab. Here's two crabs. They're hiding, so we're gonna wait a second. There's one eating right now. It's like peeling kelp off the rocks. So they eat kelp off the rocks. Look at those cool colors. You see like green and purple. Super cool colors. So we're not gonna try to mess with it. A, I don't want to get pinched. Two, we'll just let nature be. There goes the Hermie going along the tide pool. So we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna see what else we can see. Try to not mess with. We're trying to not mess with any of the sea anemones. So sometimes in these you can find cool stuff, but nothing right now. A little baby hermit crabs in there. Right here. Right here.
Oh, that one's pretty big.
It's a cool little crab.
Yeah, they're so colorful.
Yeah, they're super colorful. So you can see he's trying to hide. He's gonna back himself in the corner so he can defend himself. Still on the lookout for starfish. All the times we've gone tide pooling, we haven't been able to touch a starfish. So we're trying to, besides Oregon where we weren't allowed to touch them. Hold on. Look at this cool fish. So climbing up the rocks right here. It's like it's a bottom feeder tide pool, and he's swimming up the rocks right now. So cool. So it's a different type of fish. He's so well camouflaged. He's looking for food right now. So hopefully you see him. He's right there. Here he goes, coming up. There's some crabs over here. There's some more crabs. There's a lot of crabs in this pool. And then here's the fish. So this is one of the deeper tide pools we've found so far. So hopefully we find some more deep ones. There's a fish, a little shy fish, swimming around here. But here's another one of those guppy fish. He's looking right at me, right at the camera. But here's a different type of anemone. That one's beautiful. So we've seen the blue ones, that's a different type. And there goes a fish. He's like literally looking straight at the camera. We got some crabs over here. So now that we're in the deeper pools, we're seeing some more fish. Maybe we can see like an octopus, an eel, maybe a bigger fish. Lots of crabs going around right here. They're gonna get their eat on while the tide's going out. Here's a little guppy fish looking straight at me, trying to stay as still as possible. So cool. So we just spotted some seagrasses. Usually there's some cool animals by the seagrasses. So you can see the seagrass is right here. And so this is a pool that stays underwater a lot. And sometimes you find some fish swaying in the grasses. So we're gonna go down here, take a deeper look, see if we can find any fish in the grasses. Oh wow, this is beautiful. So this one has like some like more coral. There's different type of fish in here. There's a ginormous sea anemones. Look at how beautiful this is. This is a really cool ecosystem. We just got splashed by a big wave, so you can see these waves coming in. That one's gonna make us too. Babe, come look at this one, it's really cool. So we're keeping an eye. Here comes the water coming out, but look how pretty it is with all the vibrant colors. There's like one of those guppy fish down there. There's a couple of those guppy fish. Here we go, splashdown. There's probably definitely something in the seagrass right here. But I mean, that's so cool. Like you can see the fish swimming around. There comes another splashdown. So all this area, this is where all the good fish are gonna be at super low tide. Because these all have deep pockets. We're working our way down. There's still some more rocks down there. Okay, so we found some deeper pools. I found a kind of like a fish that big. It swam quickly and hid under the rocks, so we're gonna be still. Maybe it'll come back out, but you know, this is a good ecosystem.